This is the Ohio AgNet from the Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by BASF and Certain Corn Herbicide. Unleash residual power early to allow for pre or post application to attack weeds at their weakest. I'm Ty Higgins. This week is Grain Bin Safety Week. Laramie Sandquist joins us. He's Associate Vice President of Risk Management with Nationwide Agribusiness. Always great to see you.
Yeah, it's great to be here, Ty. I love this in person.
I want to talk about grain bin safety for a couple of reasons. We have seen over the last couple of years, I would call it a glut of corn that has not been able to get shipped to certain areas for use. And so we have stockpiles of corn across the U.S. Is there any correlation between how much corn we have on hand and grain bin entrapments?
Yeah, you hit it on the head. We've had a lot here over the last couple of years, and unfortunately we're seeing an increase in a lot of the entrapments and things just across the Midwest here in particular. And so we want to get that message out now. Obviously every year we do this Grain Bin Safety Week, but this year probably even more important with the glut that's out there across the country. And so appreciate the time to talk through this, because it's such a valuable campaign, but I look at it from a lot of different angles. I look at the awareness side of it, and I look at the education side of it, and I also look at this advocacy side of it. And hopefully we've got a lot of people over the last 12, 13 years that are aware of the hazards, but sometimes we got to get those education materials out there to remind folks. But then, kind of like what we're doing here today is have those advocacy awareness efforts that really get it out there and really get people excited about this and hopefully keep people out of these bins altogether.
I know there's a lot of information online through Nationwide about grain bin safety, but could you give me maybe the top 2 or 3 things you would tell farmers just to keep themselves safe as they begin to move grain and get ready for the planting season?
Yeah, first and foremost, obviously we have a zero entry mentality, right? If you don't go in there, right? If something happens, call authorities, call your local co-op, call someone that has experience in working with this stuff, and don't go in the first place. But we do have a lot of great educational materials out on our grainbinsafetyweek.com. But I think the biggest thing is, if you have the opportunity, we'll give away another 62 or so tubes across the country if you can get out to one of these. They're in these local communities and just hear the training, the education, and we do some retraining as well across these different states. And so if there is one in your local area, even if you have to travel 30, 40, 50 miles to see it, it's such a great experience. Not only are they training the local volunteer fire departments, but they're also training the community, right? And so it's a great effort for them to get out and just see how this works, and then obviously get the training in the process.
The training, the process, the equipment, all working. We are seeing success around the countryside with saving farmers from what could be a catastrophic event.
Yeah, we actually had our 16th save not too long ago down kind of in southwest of Missouri. Great story there. We actually had 2 different local fire departments that had gotten tubes over the last 10 years, and they were able to respond and rescue a gentleman down there. But yeah, as we talk about the saves, but we also know that there's been almost 600 folks in entrapments since 2007. It's probably an underrepresented number by about 25 or 30%. And unfortunately, we're still seeing over 50% of those people not make it out. And so we actually had, in addition to the saves that we've had, unfortunately, in Iowa, where I'm out of, just in the last 2 weeks, we've had 2 people unfortunately pass away as part of it. So that messaging is so important, especially this time of year. I know people are moving grain around, they're hauling and getting set up for the spring to get out there and plant and things like that. But just making sure that people understand the risks here, and it is real. And these aren't just headlines. These are real people, these are real families, real communities that are impacted every time something happens.
Laramie Sandquist, Associate Vice President of Risk Management with Nationwide Agribusiness. Let's get a check of the forecast now, brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance. Online at seedconsultants.com. Here's Ryan Martin.
Some morning thunderstorms in northwest and north central Ohio, but the bigger fireworks, in my opinion, come later today with a full day of warming. Temperatures above normal. A frontal boundary works in this afternoon into this evening. Showers linger into tomorrow. So showers and thunderstorms can bring anywhere from 1/4 to 1 inch total today of precipitation. We turn colder tomorrow, stay chilly through the weekend and early next week. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thank you, Ryan. Back with the markets and analysis after this as the Ohio AgNet continues. Farmers, crop consultants, certified livestock managers, and agribusiness leaders. Keep up with the latest trends in agriculture March 10th and 11th at the Conservation Tillage and Technology Conference at Ohio Northern University in Ada. Increase your knowledge and bottom line with over 60 presenters. Register for the conference today at cttcohio.com and get exclusive access to videos of the sessions after April 15th. CCA and CLM credits included. Welcome back to the Ohio AgNet. I'm Ty Higgins. Today's market analysis brought to you by Louis Dreyfus Company. Excited to bring a brand new soybean crush facility to Upper Sandusky. Learn more about marketing your soybeans with LDC at 574-566-2113. USDA's 26-27 early outlook widely expected to show lower year-over-year corn area for the upcoming growing season. However, a stout trendline yield forecast should also be expected in the balance sheet. Most of the bullish influence is coming directly from the soybean oil market, which continues to soar to new contract highs on biofuel policy optimism. Feedlots continue to pay a premium for cattle as supplies are tight and they need to keep their pens full. And hog futures have closed higher over the past 2 days, which may give traders confidence to buy into the market. Midday Price is brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. March corn down 2 1/4 at midday, 4.24 3/4. Soybeans for March 11.36 1/2, up 3 cents, and July wheat up 11 3/4 at 5.71 3/4. Live cattle for February 246.85, that's up 27 points. The April down 27 at 242.27. April feeders 368.02, that's 2 cents higher. April lean hogs 37 cents to the good at 92.92. For the Ohio AgNet, I'm Ty Higgins.